Hello, students. I hope all of you are doing well. And this is the beginning of a new semester, and it has been a testing time for all of us. And this time we are going to meet in an online mode. So that is going to be a different experience. So, starting with the course that has been assigned, the course is your Advanced Networking and Communication Protocols. Now, why we are going to study about advanced networking when we have studied about networking? See, what we have studied in computer networks or data communication networks is the basics that how the network functions layer wise. But in modern context, what we need to know today is how the networks are evolving day by day. As we know, the network is not what it used to be before, even before 3 years. Okay, there has been huge changes. Today, the applications are becoming more data hungry. They are the applications are recording huge amount of data, and analytics are being performed on those data. So we need to make the network robust so that there is no loss of data and the data is available with near response time, so to improve the quality of service for the user. So that is what where the advanced networking comes in. So we can say that the demand for higher bandwidth and the different emergent networking technologies today now requires a skill set that where you need to know about the nitty gritties and complexity of the networking protocols, as well as how the web services are going to support those networking protocols. One more thing, in coming times we are going to see a very big surge in the jobs of networking domain, whether it is the domain of pure networking, whether it is a domain of security, or whether it is a domain of infrastructure or cloud computing. There are going to be abundant jobs in networks. It has been observed by Google that the job for network engineers and system administrators is going to increase by 31% by 2024. So this is a cited data that is, so we know that there are huge requirements in the networking sector. Also, if we see the growth of communication technology parallelly, we see that we have started from first generation where normally we are having the analog voice, then we move towards digital transmission using GSM, when we move towards data services using GPRS and edge, then we move towards faster. So the demand is to have fast, the response should be fast enough. So that is what is driving the networking force today. We are having 4G, that is LTE network, that is providing ubiquitous connectivity to many devices, and we are seeing the advent of fifth generation. So how we are going to match the bandwidth requirement of fifth generation? So this is where the advanced networking portion comes into play, that how the routers and switches are going to forward data, that large amount of data, so that it can match the bandwidth constraints. So this is one like one aspect I told you. Also, if we see the services that are being performed today, so like if we say today we are going to have tele surgery. Okay, so tele surgery requires a very real time networking where the round trip time latency needs to be in order of milliseconds. Okay, because there cannot be a delay in telesurgery. There will be a robotic arm that will be doing the operation on the patient, whereas the doctor would be guiding from there. So you know what amount of precision is required. So to support such skill set of networking, there has to be a very high bandwidth. So we know that in today's context, we have ultra low latency communication, we have tactile internet. So these type of services are present in 5G to support the networking part. So that is why there is a need that is felt to know about the advanced networking concepts as well as the communication protocols that are going to support those advanced networking concepts. So this is where this course comes at a ready refresher for all of us, that is going to provide us with the nitty gritties, or you can say the basics of the advanced networking. So going through the course, if you see the syllabus right now that is on your screen, so we are going to start with network concepts and congestion control. So here we are going to discuss about the two important layers that we have earlier also studied. One is the network layer, that is for source to destination delivery, where the routers and the switches play an important part. And then we see the transport layer, that is for service to service delivery, that is connecting one service on one machine to another service on another machine. So we are going to start with the basics in the first unit, and then we are going to move that how this service layer is going to function. Okay, what is the exact programming functionality that this service layer is going to have. So we know that, for instance, to connect two processes or two services in transport layer, the connection endpoint is known as socket. So what is the structure of a socket? Okay, so how to define it in programming? One of things we have done in the lab, there we have done sorted programming. So here again, in the second unit, we are going to start with sorted programming, and what are the different type of services that TCP, that is connection oriented, and UDP is going to support for the sockets. Then what if we want to connect to multiple clients? So in that case, we require a paradigm that is going to support multi-client environment, and that can be done through threads. And now this threads needs to support a structure, like if we have a common memory, we have seen that in operating system, if we have a common memory and one shared variable accesses a resource, then other has to wait. So again, in this case, the network also functions in the same way. So if there are parallel threads and one of the client is accessing a resource, then it becomes a critical section, and then there has to be a mutual exclusion. So how this mutual exclusion is going to function through programming? Then what are simultaneous connections and web client, and what are iterative, concurrent and multi-threaded servers? Then we move to the computational aspects of IP address or networking. Like we know that IPv4 is very fast depleting. Okay, because it is going to support address space of 2 raised to the power 32, and is frankly speaking, it is even less than 2 raised to the power 32 because of obvious reasons of non-usage of D and E blocks. But then we today the future lies with the IPv6 address, that is of 128 bits. So how IPv6 address is going to map to low powered networking? So as a matter of fact, we know that in today we have Internet of Things, where small low powered storage constrained devices, circuits, embedded controls are being connected through the network to process the data, and the analytics needs to be performed on the servers. One way, that is centralized, or other way needs to be performed at the node itself, that is distributed. So how to support that low powered IoT stack? So to support that, we require a very lightweight stack of IP that is going to support IPv4 as well as IPv6. If it supports both of them, it is a dual IP operation. So we are going to see the emergence of MuIP, that is lightweight IP stack, okay, or you can say micro IP, and how buffer management and APIs are defined for micro IP, and what sort of addressing is provided by micro IP. So from there, we move towards how the data is not gathered and sent towards the so-called data centers. Like we know that in cloud, okay, today we have Google and Microsoft and everywhere, and all of them have their own data centers, and which is processing data in petabytes every day. Okay, so how that huge amount of data is maintained, that is the concern of the fourth unit. that what are the data center architectures, what are the twin and traffic patterns, and what are the different transport layer protocols that we are actually going to focus in the fourth unit. Then we have seen that okay, till now we are talking about data, but we are not talking about how this data communication is done. Okay, so to forward the data, there has to be some sort of decision that is made on the flow of the data. So here is where the division of data into planes comes into form. Like if I take an example, suppose there is a vehicular network and it is generating data every second, a huge amount of data it is generating. Then how to manage this data at the control? So at the controller or control plane, there has to be a switch which is going to manage the data. Now the switch earlier is going to be a hardware switch, but now today we have virtual switches, okay, that manages data through flow tables. So this is the overall essence of software defined. So using software you are defining the networking, you are defining the flow of the data, and open flow protocol is one way to implement SDN that we are going to see. Then what are the formats of the data and how to integrate the data with the web services. So here we move towards the web service aspect in the sixth unit, where we are going to see about the microservices and RESTful and SOAP based web service. Then we are going to see real time streaming protocols, and we are going to see the different data representations. Like one of as a fact, we know that XML is a unified representation, but a lightweight stack is JSON. Okay, and similarly for uh, networking, we have protocol buffers, we have CBOR, and open authentication is one thing that we use today heavily. So authorization can be done through open authentication. And the seventh unit is a mixture of different type of diverse domains of networking, where we are going to start with the backbone of internet, the exchange point, how the border gateway protocol works between different internets, then peer-to-peer systems, content delivery networks, video streaming networks, Li-Fi, blockchain, and a little bit we are going to delve into cognitive radio. That is the cognitive radio network and software-defined radio networks. So this is the overall course. So after going through this course, what we are going to achieve, that is the main part. Okay, so what we are going to achieve, we are going to know about the architecture and principles on which the today's modern networking is based, and how the modern networking is functioning. So through this course a person can learn about the basics of advanced networking and can apply that advanced networking knowledge to know about future applications and the emergence of different applications that we are going to see today. So this is the overall aspect of this course. So with this, I welcome you all to this course and happy learning. Thank you.